Hey everyone, it's Joe with Blakesley Acres. Welcome back. Today I've got a bunch of little tinkering around projects that I'm doing, but right now I am working on this heating setup for the Brooder. You can see it behind me. Finally getting back on that. I got the stuff in the mail the other day, so I'll show you what I got going on here. So I bought these. These are reptile bulbs, but they're ceramic. A lot harder to smash, and I think they're going to be a lot safer for these birds. I did some research, and there are people out there using them, and these are 150 watt bulbs. The red bulbs are usually 250, but I think they're going to work just fine. It's going to be a lot warmer. They're coming, they said, the first week of June. So temperature should be pretty warm. We shouldn't need 250 watt bulbs in there. So what I did is I took the ceramic heating elements from the heat lamps, took the shield off. So you unscrew those, they come unscrewed, and when you pull them apart, there's two screws holding your power cord on. You just pop those out, pull the shield off, pull those apart. Don't lose the screws, they're super small, and you got to be careful because the connection points can break off. I actually had one that was broken and I didn't realize it. But yeah, I just slid that end up in there, and I held through the hole there in the center, and it was kind of a pain to do, but I took the two screws and put them back down in there for the plug, and I screwed the back side back on, just like that, and I think this is going to work out way better. That thermostat still works, but I got another one to mount right inside the window here so I can look at it right inside the window. I'm going to try getting that done today, and I grabbed some of the parts for the water that I'm going to put in here against the one wall. I need to go to the hardware at some point and pick up a few more just to get it mounted and get it working right. And I'm just going to use trough style feeders, I think. And I'm going to try to get this thing up and running today. I want to give it a test run before I get chicks in there, make sure it is going to come up to temperature. So I got the Inkbird user manual. So this says it will go up to right there. Saying -58 to 248. So this should have plenty of range. You can set your high and low. Sorry, I'm just unboxing it. It's got a heating and cooling side, so you got the settings and stuff there. This part right here is your little probe. That's this temperature sensor, which I'm going to be putting down inside the actual inside here with the heat lamps, so it gets a more accurate reading. And I need to get a double plug thing. I've got one laying around somewhere, and I'm going to plug both those into the double thing on the heating side. So that's my plan right now. We're going to get it in and see how it works. Okay everyone, I've got this kind of put together here. Let me turn it around and I'll show you what I got going on. So I kind of cut up the heat shield on that. There's a hole in the top here. It was letting a lot of heat out. I could feel it coming out of there. So I figured I'd put that on there, see if that'll help hold the heat down. It's got adjustable vents on here if you want to open it up and get some of the heat out. There's a lot coming out of there by doing that. I got the Inkbird set up. I just read the instructions. That top display, it doesn't read out perfect, so it took me a minute to figure out what was going on. But once I figured it out, super simple setup. So I set my desired temperature. I have it set at 95 right now, just giving it a test run. And then it has a differential when it kicks on and off. It's 3 degrees each way. So once it gets up to 98, that Inkbird will turn off the heating element on the underneath the shield, in theory. And then it's three degrees either way. So once it gets down to, that's how I have it set right now, just for the test run. I think I have it set at 92 for to kick back on. And then there's also alarms, so you can set the high and a low alarm. And right now I think I have it set at like 82 and 102 or something like that. I was just playing around with it. I'm going to tweak it once I get it going. I'm kind of I've got a couple sheets, oddball sheets of 1/2 inch or 1 inch foam board. I'm almost thinking about going to get some adhesive glue and foam boarding underneath the roof here. There's some holes I need to caulk in it still, but actually this has stayed pretty dry. Super simple setup. I mean, really, I think I have to go look at my cart. I got this stuff on Amazon, the bulbs and the Inkbird. Like I said, the heat lamps I already had kicking around. They're fairly inexpensive at Tractor Supply or Rural King or whatever your local ag store is. Hardwares have them and stuff now. So I got the window put in. It's all framed up and in. I do plan on putting on the outside. I think I'm going to put, well, on the inside of the framing, but the outside of that window, I'm thinking about putting hardware cloth. In case I have older chicks in here, they don't need the heat anymore, but it's getting warmer in the summer. I think that insulation board would help with that too, try to keep some of the heat out from the sun beating right on it. It's in a shaded area, but right now there's not many leaves on the trees yet. And I also need to get the parts for my watering system. So this is the watering cups that I started using last year. I really liked them. It's just a 1/2 inch PVC. I bought the tees. I bought these off Amazon. The tees off Amazon. I bought the rest at the local hardware. I had it ran into a hose, like a rubber, into a bucket last year. I had tons of issues with that part of the setup, but the cups weren't too bad as long as they stayed tight. I tried them in buckets. It didn't work in that. Not like I wanted. The chickens would, once they got bigger, they'd step on the side of the cups and they'd twist them and the bucket would drain out, and then they were out of water all day. So I was talking to my boss about it, and he wanted to do something similar for his meat chickens. So he ordered these cups, and he came up with a pretty cool idea, which I'm going to put in this one and at all my other chicken tractors. In between here, somewhere, his setup's a lot longer than mine. I'm going to put a regular T with 1/2 inch, and it's going to sit in here like so on this 2x4. That's what I have mounted. I'm going to put a T in with a short piece of 1/2 inch PVC and a cap on the end. So, because I had a big issue with the chickens stepping on these and they'd turn down with just, I had these, I actually had PVC ones. These ones are a little bit tighter. They're made for 1/2 inch pecks, but I screw those right in like such. These worked a little bit better, but they still, once those chickens got so big, they'd step on that and they'd turn it down and all your water runs out. So you put that T in there, set it where you want it on, those cups sit like that. You want the water to be able to run in them. And a little bit of an angle there. So you put your T in here, and that keeps that from tilting. All right, guys, I've given this brooder a little bit of time to sit, get adjusted. It's been probably 2 hours, and I got it up to, well, it's dropping down now. I opened the lid like crazy, but because the breeze is coming right in there. But it was up to 92. It's down to 89.4.3. So just gonna kind of, I want to see when it cools down tonight how it holds up. Be interesting to see. But I got a thermometer mounted right there. I can look in the window that the internal temperature of the whole brooder's not getting super hot, because like I said in my previous video, I'd like to have a spot where they can get out and cool off if they need to. Yeah, depending on how this holds up, I might get the insulation and put it underneath in this roof. I think that will help a lot. I would put it in the walls, but they'll just pick at it and make a mess. But I'm going to close it back up and let it keep running, see how it does for the day. So it's the next morning since I've done all the work on the brooder house, and it did not hold a good temperature last night. I mean, it was only 45 degrees out, so rightfully so. I wasn't having too high expectations for it. But with that, I think I am going to go ahead and put the insulation up under the roof panels. I already have it, and if anything, it's going to make the heating system run less. So I'm not super worried about it getting too hot in there, because it will shut it down. Like you said, window can pop out for ventilation. I also got the watering system installed. I just put a little water through it to test it, make sure there's no leaks. I have one little leak that I'm going to seal up, but other than that, it's working good. This is how I've got it set up now. Got the 3 drinking cups. That should be good enough for the little chicks. They all filled up. So the way these drink cups work is there's a little spring with the shutoff in there, and once these cups get enough weight in them, the water holds them down, and they go down, and the weight of the cup and the water shut it off. Like I said, I really liked them last year. There's another couple other brands I want to try just for the heck of it. But I just hard piped it right into the side of the bucket. Went right up through with the 1/2-inch PVC, because just went right in the side of the bucket there. But I did that just because this structure isn't going to move every day. I mean, it probably stay right here for the summer. It's out of the way. I can still get up and down my pathway here, so yeah, I mean, I don't have no plans on moving it. And if I do, I will just I'll just strap the bucket down, pick it up with the forks on a tractor or something. So yeah, that's the game plan right now. Other than that, I do plan on doing another run on this. I'm hoping to get the insulation panels on today, and I'm going to put sawdust in the floor. I mean, there's a lot of, the floor is cracked in it, which is fine with me, because it's just it'll help keep the bedding drier and let the water drain. Like, I know this setup's not going to last forever, and maybe I should put linoleum down to make it easier cleaning, but for this year I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to use it the way it is, see how it works, and at the end of the brooding season, I'll go through and I'll clean it up, and if I decide to go that route with the linoleum floor and whatnot, I'll do it then. But for now, this is the way I'm going to run it. So I'm excited to see how this thing does. It almost makes me want to go get some chicks and run it through there just to use it now that I have it. But a couple weeks away, they'll be here. Yeah, so if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, share, ring the notifications bell if you want to see more content and keep updated on it. Appreciate you guys as always. Hope to see you on the next one.